Hi, this is Claire O.T. broadcasting from the AHP Scotland. Managed to get my tech issues sorted, so these are proper broadcasts on the proper camera now. I'm sitting with a very, very eminent OT. She's called Professor Maggie Nicholl, and as an OT I'm fascinated by the life roles that she's continued with into retirement, which is some of the most high up on the ladder roles that you could possibly occupy. So a real example to us all. Maggie has been involved in several things recently. This is Maggie.
Hello, hello. It's always very disconcerting to see yourself on the screen.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So we talked about two different things, didn't we? The fact that you're the chair of the Allied Health Professionals
in Scotland.
Yeah. And chair of the AHP Clinical Leads in Mental Health.
Yeah.
So you were very much involved in the strategy document, Realising Potential.
Yeah. I think.
Okay, it's still recording.
It's still recording. Okay.
Blank.
When I retired a year earlier. I retired at 59. I'm giving my age away now. But I kind of thought, you know, I always feel also, no, you're retired. But really, what I meant was I'm retired from full-time academic work.
Yes.
And so what I wanted to do was to do things that I wanted to do, so that it's really nice in my stage of life to be able to say no to people or yes to people. So these various opportunities came my way, and there's been many of them. And these were two that particularly intrigued me and made me able to continue in working in things that I could do. I think the difference between my professional life and my life now is that I have a much more HP focus than I did before, because I was head of occupational therapy and art therapy, so my energies were all directed towards occupational therapy and art therapy. Now I have a wider remit in terms of AHPs, and I'm really enjoying that. I mean, when I was working as a professor, I instigated the interprofessional education at Queen Margaret University, so I was always keen for us all to work together. So this has kind of continued my move.
Were you one of Matthew Matheson's teachers then?
Yes, I was.
Yes, I'm hoping to catch him later. Yeah. Imagine that, an OT as an MSP.
Yes, absolutely fascinating. It's absolutely great. And Michael goes back and lectures to the students at QM. He does. He's very good. He's very good. It's something we've been ongoing, and he's continued to do it. Anyway, so I now do two things that I have taken on in my retirement from academic work, but not my retirement from life. Yeah. One is I chair the Allied Health Federation Scotland group, and that's been fascinating. This is an umbrella group of 12 professional bodies in Scotland and in the UK, and we are an independent group, which means that we can do things like we can lobby Parliament, and indeed I have been involved with quite high level discussions with Nicholl, who was then Minister of Health and has just been reshuffled today. And this has resulted in several projects that we're now taking forward, and one of the most important ones is to develop a consensus statement on Allied Health Federation quality standards. And so what we're trying to do is produce quality standards for AHPs in Scotland. So that's quite a big project. So that resulted from my going along and speaking, well, with a group, speaking to her about it. So that's quite exciting.
Do you think that you get a kind of extra respect because of your age and your standing that enables you to fulfil these roles in a more complete way than somebody perhaps, you know, with...
Yeah, I think it's several things. I think, yes, age is one of them, you know, but I think it's my experience and the kind of things that I've done, and people get to know you and they know your skill set and then take you on to do these things. So people know that I can chair meetings and do these kind of things, and I'm quite a nosy person. I'm quite an energetic person, so I like meeting people and things like that. So I guess they use that skill set appropriately, and I think that's how I've been used. So I think that's why I get invited to do these things. They look for people who have certain things, and just the things I've been offered has fitted what I wanted to do. So that's been quite nice. The other thing that I've been involved in quite heavily is I chair the AHP Scottish Government AHP Clinical Leads Group in Mental Health, and that's been fascinating. My whole clinical background and all my research has been in mental health, so I'm very much a mental health worker, and that's been a huge joy to me. And we had an implementation group and wrote the document called Realising Potential, which is the AHP mental health strategy, and that's been very, very significant for AHP's working in Scotland. And we're now at the implementation phase, and we're working through that. And so there's been lots of interesting things coming from that. You know, different programs, leadership programs, all kinds of things. So really quite excited about both of them. They're both very different, but they both float my boat in my retirement. I'm also a curler, and I do golf. I curl on ice, yeah, and I golf, and I socialise, and I like going on holidays. I've got my bag packed. I'm off on Saturday, so I do. I don't want people to think that I'm just a workaholic. I do have a lot of other things that I do in my life.
A lifeaholic, really.
Yeah, I just quite enjoy it.
Work hard. And play hard.
Absolutely. Always have, always will.
Wow, that's great. It's lovely to meet you. Thank you so much, Maggie. I'm over and out until I find someone else. Okay, bye.
Was that okay?
That's wonderful.
Was that, are you sure that was all right?
So much. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Oh, so wonderful. Thank you.